Welcome to Make It Last with Say Jaf and Kas. I'm your host, Harry Cassell.
Jafari Roberts.
And I'm Jeremiah.
Jeremiah's with us today.
Jeremiah reporting for the show. Welcome, Jeremiah.
Thank you guys for having me.
We couldn't have Sayoff because he's away in Orlando, so Jeremiah.
Well, I know nothing about sports, so...
Perfect.
Yeah, here we go. Just what we wanted to hear.
All right, last week we had Guess the Florida Crime, a very popular installment of Make It Last that you guys have been kept going on the internet. So, Guess the Florida Crime.
Here we go. First option, we have someone gets robbed at gunpoint in a Taco Bell drive-thru. 20% of you said that, and that is not the Florida crime.
That actually happened right outside the Indy 500.
Ain't that crazy? Number two, we have someone gets arrested for throwing a marijuana legalization party. And 7% of you voted for this.
And that was it!
That was it!
That was it!
That was it!
You guys weren't even close!
Come on, guys. The overwhelming winner in your guys' eyes, and the third option, which is probably the funniest, a man gets a $14 million bond after daring the judge to raise his bond. No, 73% of you voted for this, and I just want to say, we're not that bad in Florida. We're not that bad.
We are that bad. I disagree with Jafari strongly.
Yeah, honestly, we are.
All right, this week we're doing an exclusive NBA Finals episode. We're going to hype the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're going to hype the Golden State Warriors. But first, we're going to do an official NBA Finals looks like game. You can vote on the polls at Say Jaf Kas on Twitter. All polls this week are brought to you by New Hope Pharmaceuticals. Go to newhopecbd.com for creams to help you with recovery, anti-inflammatory, and arthritis relief. And if you buy anything, enter code MAKEIT. That's MAKEIT for free shipping.
That's right. Drop that code, boys. Let's do it.
All right, the first one we're going with is LeBron James looks like the dad that gets thrown out of Pee Wee Soccer for yelling at his kid to be more aggressive.
I like that one. I have another dad one. Let's go with Zaza Pachulia looks like the dad that throws his daughter a Sweet 16 and then embarrasses her by messing up every word to Drake's One Dance.
Kevin Love looks like the guy that puts mayonnaise on a hamburger.
Oh, definitely.
That's all I got.
Doris Burke. Doris Burke looks like she asked to speak to the manager while shopping at JCPenney. Oh my God. Probably every time she goes.
Kyrie Irving looks like the guy at Foot Locker that comes back with a 10 when you asked for shoes in size 11.
That's my picture. Alright, we have Steve Kerr looks like he goes through the 10 items of your line at Publix with at least 20 items. I gotta put at least.
This one's my favorite. Mike Brown looks like he hates David Fizdale because he screams, "Yes, Lord," louder than him at church on Sundays.
That's a good one. Finally, we have Amon Shumpert looks like he gives out his mixtape to the first 50 people that show up to every Cavs game.
All right, you guys can vote on those polls, whether you think those people do or do not look like that, at Say Jaf Kas. Again, those polls are brought to you by newhopecbd.com.
All right, guys, get on those polls. Let's do it. So we have an interesting little stat going into the NBA Finals. Now, LeBron has never won an NBA championship when the Alabama Rolling Tide football team has not won a championship either. Isn't that crazy?
It's true. In 2012, Alabama wins the title, LeBron wins. 2013, Alabama wins the title, LeBron wins. 2014, Alabama loses in the Sugar Bowl, LeBron loses in the finals. 2015, Alabama loses in the semifinals, LeBron loses in the finals. 2016, Alabama wins the title, LeBron wins the finals. And this year, Alabama lost.
That's right.
Jeremiah, knowing everything you know about sports, which is basically nothing, what do you think about LeBron?
So, my basketball extent of knowledge goes back to Space Jam. And all I really know is that Space Jam, Michael Jordan went in, did his business. And
definitely did his business.
Like, if anything, maybe LeBron will go in and do his business against the Monstars. Like, they're still a basketball team, right?
All he needs to do is steal his power from Stephen Curry, and he'll be good.
Having
I
heard
got nothing.
Jeremiah just said, Warriors at 5.
Warriors at 5. Sorry, Stephen A.
Close. But I will say, if LeBron somehow manages to beat this Warriors team, Space Jam 2 with LeBron James.
I think there is going to be a Space Jam 2 with LeBron James, even if he loses.
They should just continue it if he loses. I don't want it. Got a little fun stat for you. A little fun fact.
This is 110% true.
The other day, if you bet against LeBron in every finals, you'd profit. You'd make a good little amount of money. But if you bet against Jordan in every finals, you'd be homeless.
Homeless.
Think about that for you LeBron Jordan debaters.
Well,
we have one goat. One.
One thing I actually want to talk about that's like serious is that I feel like LeBron isn't used to critics, and he's not used to this adversity where when basically ever since he's been in the league, LeBron James has been regarded as one of the best players in the league. And now that he's in contention for the GOAT, like people come to him and LeBron James doesn't really know what to do. And LeBron James says stuff like, what have you ever done? Whereas you kind of want your I guess, best player to have a sense of humor, whereas you feel like Peyton Manning in the NFL was the best player for a long time, and he had a sense of humor about himself. And I just feel like if you walked up to Kenny Stills and screamed Butterfingers, he would be funnier than LeBron, and that's not cool. You know what I mean? Like, someone walked up to LeBron last week and said, I remember when you used to be good, and it would have been so good if you heard LeBron go, what do you mean, 2 days ago? He had one game where he scored 11 points, and people just write him off as the GOAT, and he doesn't know how to handle it. And I just feel like it's ridiculous, because LeBron's legacy is incredible. It's fantastic. He's consistently been like the best player on the floor. He leads in the postseason. He leads the league, or the history of the league, in points. I think he's second in steals. He's the leader in player efficiency rating, in win shares, and basically everything that matters except for rebounds, because he's not a center.
True.
Yeah,
obviously. But think about it, Harry. In LeBron's career, in his early part, he was a lot critiqued for not having a killer instinct, not being aggressive. So don't you kind of want to see him battle that back a little bit?
I just feel like LeBron is the best in the world, and it's not even close. You know what I mean? I feel like you could say the second best player, not even on the floor, but in the world, is probably Kevin Durant, and it's not. You know what I mean? Like, wait, one second. LeBron is...
I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm
number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
You're wild.
That's a good sample.
It's a good sample.
It's true, though. Like, he's number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. He's incredible. There's no one on the floor that's even... I believe Jalen Rose this week said that he's a combination of Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan. And that's what he is.
Very fair, yeah. I'll agree, but is it really that cut and dry? Is he that far away from the rest of the pack?
Oh, I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah. Remember that 4 of the top 15 players are on the other team.
I'm cool with that.
Realize that, right?
I'm cool with that because they're 6, 7, 8, and 9.
We'll see how that turns out. Warriors in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's good. That's good. That's pretty good.
That's my prediction.
One thing is that the Warriors, in addition to having a top 5 offense like the Cavs have, the Warriors have a top 5 defense. And usually when you see a team going against when you have a top 5 offense going against a top 5 defense, almost all of the time the defense wins. And you can see most recently with even the Cavs last year. The Cavs last year had an incredible defense, but you could see in football, you could see Denver had an incredible defense.
Seahawks.
The Seahawks had an incredible defense. And I really don't understand what's happening with the Seahawks right now. I know that we're not talking about that, but why would you trade Richard Sherman?
I did not get
Why would you trade Richard? We don't even have this on the rundown. Why would you trade Richard Sherman?
So
Jeremiah, who's like
we
not
switched sports, right?
Yeah.
Sport, right? All right, cool.
Jeremiah, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. Yeah, I didn't
sure.
get the move at all.
We just found him. We don't know him.
I mean, when it comes down to it, the Golden State Warriors have a top 5 defense and also the best offense in the league. And that's why...
Possibly of all time.
Possibly of all time. And that's why they're so amazing and why I don't think it'll be close. I really think KD ruined the season by going to the Warriors. We can do the whole time.
I mean, you could also say that the league is more competitive because KD went. Because now you're going to see players like Chris Paul possibly go to the Spurs. You're going to see Gordon Hayward possibly go to Boston. And you're going to see at least teams to rival the Warriors and the Cavs. Whereas if you go back even 2 years, it's just the two of them.
I guess. But to me, as long as that roster for the Warriors stays somewhat the same, they'll never lose. They'll never lose with that roster. And I hope LeBron proves me wrong. I really want LeBron to win, but it's not going to happen.
But I'm not going to bet money on it.
I bet on the Warriors. I'll tell you that much. That's where my money's going.
All right, if you guys like the show, subscribe to our YouTube page, follow us on Twitter at Jaf and Kas. To keep up with the show, vote on the polls, and don't forget who loves you.
Jeremiah loves you guys.
I love you guys. I'm sorry.